we're talking to former Chief Presidential Legal Counsel, Attorney Sal Panelo. Good afternoon, Attorney. Welcome back to Storycon.
Good afternoon. Magandang hapon sa inyo.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, Attorney.
Hi.
Sir, good of you to join us, sir. Sir, ano muna, reaction muna dun sa sa testimony ni Ramil Madriaga sa Justice Committee.
Puro na bang kasinungalingan? Isa lang ang totoo doon.
Which is
Ano
what,
yung
sir?
totoo? Ano yung totoo?
Yung kasinungalingan niya, yun ang totoo.
Sir, would you like to elaborate?
Pati nga pangalan niya. Pati pangalan niya, baka hindi rin totoo. Anyway, kasi napaka-incredible lahat ng mga kwento niya eh. Wala pa. At saka marami ng pasinungaling sa mga binanggit niya. Yung, di ba, may perjury case. At yung mga ebidensya against him, rebutting all his claims, ang lalakas, documentary and testimonial evidence. Tingnan natin, yung mga naalala ko lang.
Sige, sir.
Yung hindi ba, meron siyang sinasabi sa affidavit niya na yung asawa ni Attorney Kilala, kaugnay doon sa pagdadala ng mga pera-pera. Nakita niya na nagdadrive. Yung pala, sa buhay niya, hindi pa siya nakapag-drive, walang lisensya. Madalit sabi, sinungaling siya doon. Pangalawa, yung sinasabi niya doon sa isip, di ba, pinasinungalingan din siya ni Attorney Kilala. Yung pala, kaya na organisasyon, siya nga nag-suggestion noon dahil gusto niya raw, crush niya raw si VP Sara. Kaya gusto mong mapalapit, ganitong gawin mo. Pangatlo, di ba meron yung sinasabi, painting na siya raw nagbigay, o pinasinungalingan na naman siya. Pangapat, biro mo sasabihin niya, binigay siya ng 25 million ni Presidente Duterte, sus Mariosep. Sa BPI, di ba nung ako ang abogado ni Presidente Duterte noon, sa BPI, di pa sabi ni Trillanes noon milyon-milyon ang pera.
Sir, I think we lost you.
Nawala.
Sir, okay, we'll try to get him back. We'll try to get Attorney Sal Panelo back. Si Attorney Panelo was trying to go through the list of sabi niya mga inconsistencies doon sa testimonya ni Ramil Madriaga. Do we have Attorney Sal back? Okay, sige. We're calling him again. Among sa mga binanggit ni Attorney Sal,
yeah, go ahead.
yung painting na binigay daw ni Ramil Madriaga, according to Madriaga, kay VP Sara, yun nga, lumabas sa social media na isang Davao artist nagsasabi na hindi, dun sa Davao artist nang galing yung nasabing painting. There's been a back and forth there. Although may nilabas ang abogado ni Madriaga na ibang painting, kamukhang kamukha. In other words, parehong style. Okay, we have Attorney Sal back. Sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi,
Napunta po
Attorney.
Yeah.
Okay na
Dahil
po.
ang sinasabi ko
Opo.
kanina, talagang napaka-incredible ng mga kwento niya. Biro mo, meron pang assassination plot, meron pang... samantalang si President Duterte noon, pag publicly sinasabi niya na siya nga pumipigil sa mga gustong mag-kudita dahil hindi siya naniniwala doon. Gusto niya, tayo yung eleksyon. Eleksyon kayo, hindi yung kudita.
Pero sir, di ba si Duterte, nung January of 2024 ba yun, he called for sedition. Secession of Mindanao. So it's not like he's very careful all the time with regard to issues like that.
Yun naman, we should be used to the former president. Magaling siyang mag-float ng isang idea, tinitingnan niya. Pag mga sinasabi niya palagi, yung punong kahoy, niyuyub-yub ko lang para makita ko ang reaction. That was just
sir.
an idea.
I get you, sir. But at the same time, the argument could also go both ways. The president, that also makes it possible, not necessarily likely, but possible that the president could have also made some statement that would also be outrageous in the sense that you're talking about right now.
Hindi rin, alam mo, I don't know kung, di ba marami na akong best magsalita about. Ako mismo ay naghihikayat sa kanya na mag-declare siya ng revolutionary government. Diba? Yan ang advocacy ko nun, revolutionary government. And twice, as Chief Presidential Legal Counsel, I formally asked him in a memorandum, 2 beses, sabi ko, you have a constitutional basis for declaring a revolutionary government. Pero, tinanggihan niya. And every time, nilalayasan kami sa cabinet meeting, pag naiinis siya. Sabihin niya, bahala na kayo, basta ako, ayoko na. Tapos lalapitan ko siya. Sabi ko kasi sa'yo, mag-declare ka na ng revolutionary government. Alam mo, sinasabi niya palagi sa akin noon? Sabi niya, hindi manggagaling sa akin yan. Kung gusto nila, mag-declare sila. Sa kanila ko hinging bilang leader na, I will not do that, Sal, because akala nila gagawin ko lang yan para manatili sa kapangyarihan. Hindi ako interesado. Nayasan ko na nga kayo eh. Madaling sabi, ayaw niya yon. Abogado yan eh. Gusto niya palaging nasa tamang proseso, constitutional way palagi. Ako naman, sa akin kasi constitutional din yung declaration ng revolutionary government. So, madaling sabi, hindi kami nagkakatugma sa parting yon. Pero ayaw niya talaga ayaw niya ng overthrow. Gusto niya palagi, kung ano yung maliwanag, election tayo.
Sir, that's interesting. You twice asked him to declare Reb Gov.
Again, coming back to inciting to
isn't that
sedition.
That's documented. I sent him 2 memoranda advising him to declare.
But sir, what's the basis? What's the
Kasi
constitutional basis for that?
ang basis ko noon, kasi noon, may pandemic eh. May problema tayong malaki. Sabi ko, yung constitution naman di ba, sinasabi doon, pag ang naririyan, pwede ka mag-declare ng martial law, pwede ka mag-ganito. Sabi ko, ano bang kaibahan ng pandemic? Saka yung panganib sa estado, ganun din yun.
Yes, sir. Pero sir, Reb Gov is different from martial law. Martial law, the Constitution sets strict parameters on what is allowed.
Isa pa, Ed.
Yes, sir.
Ed, isa pa. Ang pinaka-basis ko, under the Constitution, there is only one paramount duty of a president or a government. And he heads that government. And that is to serve and to protect. Sabi ko, yan lang ang gamitin mo eh. Pag nakikita mo ang sitwasyon na kailangan mong bigyan ng proteksyon
To
at
serve.
magdeklara ka ng ganito, pwede.
To serve and protect, but also to uphold the Constitution, Attorney. But anyways, let's move on. I wanted to ask you about one of the things that I think, people are saying that Ramil Madriaga was able to disprove, which is that they knew each other and that they had a professional working relationship. Because initially, Vice President Sara Duterte's camp, I think, said that she had no personal relations at all. And yet, during the hearings, Ramil Madriaga, put out photos and videos showing that they do know each other.
Ikaw naman, ano ba yung photos and videos? It doesn't mean na dahil magkasama kayo, magkakilala na kayo, you're dealing with each other professionally or personally. Ako lang, makikita mo, ang dami nagpapapicture, ang daming kausap sa video and all that, but it doesn't mean na kilala ko sila. Di ba?
Of course not, but
Doesn't
he
prove
also
anything.
alludes to conversations, real conversations that he's had with the Vice President and with the former
Pero wala
President
naman-
Rodrigo
Pero,
Duterte.
teka muna. Ang sinasabi niya, tumatawag sa kanya. How can you prove that na tumatawag nga sa kanya? Di ba? Sasabihin niya, kaboses, how do you prove that? Si Attorney Paulo.
What about
Yung
this
mga
video
sinasabi
na
niya,
nagsasurface?
unverifiable. In other words, hindi mo mababalidate. Hindi mo mabalidate yung mga sinasabi niya. And you cannot prove it.
Oh, hindi ba?
How can you prove that?
Mm.
Ano pa? Ikaw,
Attorney,
pag
what
sinabi
about
mo
this
ba na-
video na
Which
Itong video na nag-happy birthday si Vice President kay Ram Madriaga. What do you think of that?
Nako, yun.
Ayan, oh.
Tingnan nyo Let's use our common sense. Pag ikaw ba ako, halimbawa, sir, pa-video naman, happy birthday. Sino ba yan? Sir, si ganito. Hindi ko kilala yan. Sir, ito yung pangalan niya. Pwede ba? Madali sabi, the fact alone na merong pangalan doon yung Madriaga na binabati niya, ibig sabihin hindi niya kilala yon. Otherwise, ang gagawin niya, Ram, na lang siya sa video, kinausap niya, personal. Di ba? Pag kilala mo, madaling i-greet sa video, hi.
Yes, of
kumusta ka
course.
dyan? Hindi yung, I'm greeting you, tapos meron ka pang poster. Diyos ko naman, ibig sabihin, hindi mo kilala.
Oo.
Sir,
Attorney,
point taken there.
yung
Pero there's
yung,
another video that was used in the hearing kung saan, actually
Yeah.
video to kung saan inabot ni VP Sara ang bandera kay, supposedly kay Ramil Madriaga, tapos may pagbabanggit na Sir Ram, tapos inabot yung bandera sa kanya. So it does give the appearance, at least by appearance, na magkakilala sila.
Not necessarily. Pag ikaw inimbitahan sa isang event, di ba dami mga tao doon at halimbawa, iabot mo yan. Marami ng beses akong ganyan. Inimbitahan ako, di ko naman kakilala kung kahit sino ron. Tapos sasabihin, sir, kailangan bigyan mo ng plaque yan, ganito, iabot mo sa kanya. O, di iabot ko. May video ka. Kasi may nakilala ko yun. Pero kami relasyon.
Sige, sir.
Attorney,
Yeah,
yung testimony ni Ramil Madriaga, no? He's talking, marami siya mga detalye na indicating na within the inner circle eh. Natatandaan niyo ba siya at all?
Naku,
Parang
Hindi,
parang
alam
karango
mo,
na siya
sabi ko
doon.
nga,
Yun ang
alam
sinasabi
mo,
ng mga kampo niyo, no?
paulit-ulit ko na nga sinasabi sa programa ko, I have a program every day. Hindi
Yeah.
ko pa, ngayon ko lang nakita mukha niyan. Tapos tinawagan ko yung mga staff ng Malacanang noon. Sir, di namin kilala yan. Baka ngayon lang namin nakakilala yan, nakikita ang pangalan yan. Wala, kahit sinong tanongin mo na malapit kay Bongo, malapit kay PRD, hindi siya kilala eh. Yung mga PSG, hindi rin siya kilala. Madaling sabi, puro kasinungalingan yan. Ang totoo lang, yung kasinungalingan niya, yung totoo yun, nagsisinungaling siya. Saka ang
Sa mga
kapansin-pansin,
security escort,
ay
hindi
nga
siya kilala?
Meron pa isang bagay, no? Ang kapansin-pansin,
Oh.
yung mga dinideklara niya, parang narinig ko na dati yan kay Trillanes. Hindi niyo ba napapansin yung mga sinasabi niya, parang narinig na natin kay Trillanes yun. Tungkol sa pera, tungkol sa ganito, tungkol sa ganyan.
Yeah. So, attorney, you're right, no? Photos and videos don't establish anything. I was just pointing to the fact, and I leave it to the lower house to establish whether there's a relationship or a connection there. But you're right. But the thing is, in these kinds of allegations, wala naman talagang definitive proof. For example, nung na-interview namin yung abogado ni Ramil Madriaga, we asked him, how can you prove that he did meet with President Marcos and former President Duterte in the same room where he was given that instruction na magta-term sharing sila. And he said that, of course, there's not going to be any photos there. Bakit naman sila magpo-photo, di ba? That was a highly confidential discussion. And I am going to compare it to the allegations of the 18 Marines, which are also pretty big allegations, right? And yet you believe them. Wala din naman hard evidence doon. What's the difference between the two?
Ang difference doon, yung sa mga marino, sila mismo yung involved at meron din silang mga pictures na, saka unang-una, sino ba, hindi naman ang galing yun sa marino in the first place, galing yung kay Saldico. Binabalidate lang nga nila yung sinasabi ni Saldico. At si Saldico naman, sinasabi niya, nababalidate ako ng mga marino. O yun ang kaibahan nun. Nababalidate talaga yung mga ginawa ng isa't isa according to them from their stories. Pero ito, siya lang ang nagkikwento eh. Walang nagbabalidate ng sinasabi niya.
I think there were, hindi ko sure hindi ko alam who else they've got lined up to testify. But there are some others that are validating it, I think.
Wala yung gawa-gawa lang nila. At saka isa pa, yun naman Committee on Justice, hindi ko maintindihan, ano bang ginagawa nila ngayon? Nagsimula sa kanila yung word na mini trial. Nung nabanatan sila, atras sila. Hindi, preliminary investigation lang ito. Kung preliminary investigation, determining of probable cause. Ba't ganyan ang ginagawa nyo? Sumpi na kayo rito, sumpi na pangalawa. Kasi pag preliminary investigation, ang trabaho lang ng piskal, tatanggapin yung ebidensya mo at magdi-decide siya whether on the basis of the evidence presented to them, merong probable cause. Sila, dahil sila ang magiging piskal doon, sila ang prosecutor, sila ang naghahanap ng ebidensya, tinutulungan nila ang complainant. supina dito, supina doon. Okay, makikita mo, moro-moro talaga yan.
But
It's a formal
aren't they-
conclusion. They will recommend, this committee will recommend the transmission sa Senado, sa plenary.
Yeah.
Makukuha
Yeah.
nila ang boto sa plenary, definitely. Pero sa trial, maliwala kayo, 4 lang ang boboto ng conviction.
Pero sir,
What makes you say that, attorney?
Kasi ang mga pusakal na kontra kay BP Sara, si Conteveros, si Pangilinan, si Lacson, si Soto, yung 4 na yon, definitely conviction yun.
Is that what it's going to come down to? Party lines? Isn't it going to come down to the
Ang tingin
evidence?
ko, kasi unang-una, wala kang ebidensya. Sabi nga ng depensa, wala kayong ultimate facts. You want us to respond to your complaint, but there are no ultimate facts for us to respond to. So ba't nyo kami pipilitin?
The evidence in one of the charges has to do with the confidential funds. It's of course the COA notice of disallowance for 2.
My
One was
goodness.
73 million.
Ikaw naman, hindi ba yung notice of disallowance, hindi pa nga final yon? How can that be a basis for an impeachable offense or for a crime? Hindi pa meron nga silang MR, tapos meron pang unqualified opinion na they followed strictly the procedure sa auditing. Ibig sabi, bago mo mag-file ng ganyan, kailangan final na yung disallowance mo.
well, sir,
Di ba
sir,
inappeal
as
na
far
nga?
as the COA is concerned, they have
Inappeal na
denied the petition for review.
Correct.
Yeah.
Meron
Final na.
pending nga eh. So hindi pa final yan. May
Yes, sir.
pupunta ka pa sa CA, pupunta ka pa sa Supreme Court, madaling sabi, hindi final.
Sir, but yung sa Supreme Court, sir, that's for certiorari. It is not. They will not be making any decision on that based on the correctness of the judgment, but on whether or not there was jurisdiction and or abuse of discretion. So it is not. It's not exactly about the correctness of the judgment of the COA, but on whether or not it overreached.
It refers to the correctness kasi pag mali ka, ibig sabihin may grave abuse of discretion ka. Inabuso mo yung kapangyarihan mo. Nagre-resolve ka na may irregularity, yung pala wala. O di, kailangan talaga.
No, sir. I mean,
certiorari
what
ka.
I mean is the merits of the judgment. That's not what they refer to when the Supreme Court reviews a case of a constitutional commission under Rule 65. It's whether or not that there was a grave abuse or whether there was no jurisdiction to begin with. Hindi ho ba ganun yun?
No.
I'm sorry, I think we're losing you, sir.
Nawala ulit. Nawala
That
ulit.
was a certiorari, and you're right, they decided on
Yeah.
the petition already.
Yeah. Nawala siya ulit.
Hi, sir. Can you hear us, sir?
Ayun na, ayun.
Can you hear us, sir?
Sabi ko, pag hindi mo sinunod yung isang proseso, deciding yung irregular, yung disbursement o hindi, pag hindi mo sinunod yon, meron kang grave abuse of discretion. Kaya pupunta yung respondent sa taas at doon sasabihin ng court, hindi mo mali ka yata rito. Sinabi mo na may irregularity, hindi naman. So may abuse of. Madalit sabi, hindi final yung sinasabi ng COA. Kasi subject to review.
So you're saying that this is not an impeachable case until there is judgment by the Supreme Court.
Definitely, it's not. Impeachable offense.
But in which case, sir, it is then it. Okay, sige. I'm sorry. I'm afraid we're just going around in circles. Pero
sige,
sir,
iba naman.
okay, let me put it this way, sir.
Attorney.
Sir, the judgment was rendered not by COA, not by any other body of COA, but by, in particular, the Intelligence and Confidential Funds Auditing
Division.
ICFAO, Auditing Office, which is the one body in COA which determines and enforces circular number 1 of 2015, the joint circular on the use of confidential funds. So basically, sir, it's the one and only body that makes the determination on the use of the confidential intelligence funds. That in itself, sir, doesn't that carry a lot of weight?
No, kahit na there is only one body that will determine, it will still be subject to the constitutional injunction that you have to follow the process. Pag nag-violate ka dyan, subject to the Supreme Court ruling na mali ka. Oh, that reminds me, hindi ba sabi nila 125 million yung kini-question nila? Yung pala, mukhang bumaba na yun
It's
kasi
73,
merong
sir.
final decision yata ang COA.
Dalawang tranches, 73 and the other one is 300
Oh,
and 300, was it 373?
Basta bumaba na. In other words, kita mo, yung demand mo, 125 million, yung pala, hindi naman. Hindi doon, may mali ka na uli.
Attorney, sa next
Yeah.
hearing daw, ang magiging focus naman is the wealth of the Vice President and probably her husband. Ano po kaya magiging, would you know kung ano yung magiging legal action? Or
Tingnan mo yun. Tingnan mo yung sinasabi.
or
Teka na.
reaction?
Tingnan mo ha. Tingnan mo yung sa Ilgaten na yun. Sinasabi nila, kaya
Sige.
nila dinidemanda. Kasi daw yung SALN, mula daw nung 2000, ano ba yun, whatever year, hanggang sa presently, nagtaasan daw. By I think more than, magkano ba yun? More than mga 15 million ang increase. Kaya sabi nila, that alone proves na may ill-gotten sus Mariosep naman. Unang-una, yung period of 10 years, kung marunong ka, masinop kang tao, pwede kang mag-accumulate ng ganyang amount. Pangalawa, the fact alone na dinideklara mo yan sa SALN mo, ibig sabihin, you can justify the increase. Ibig sabihin, wala kang tinago. So, paano nila
Pero kung
mapuproba na
ikukumpara-
igatin?
Kung
Paano
ikukumpara sa income tax return, na mukhang itatawagin din yata.
The fact alone nga na nagbigay ka ng SALN mo, ibig sabihin, yung income taxes mo will coincide with what you have filed. Hindi gagawa yun ng... kaya nga sinasabi ko yung mga SALN na yan, kung marunong yung magnanakaw, they will never put that na mahuhuli sila. Tatago nila yan. Hindi nila i-declare.
The total amount of for confidential funds that she is being alleged to have misused is 612.5 million, 612.5 million pesos. The notices of disallowance were already issued for yun nga, the 73 million pesos and another tranche for 300 and plus million pesos. So the overarching question that people are asking, attorney, is why doesn't she just turn up and face these allegations? Because the thing that we keep coming back to is this is due process for her as well, right? Hindi lang for the accusers, hindi lang for the complainants, but it's also a chance for her to finally clear her name.
Oy, hindi ba? Kaya nga sabi niya, file it, sa impeachment, trial tayo sa Senado. Ano ba tawag mo nun? She's willing to face it. Kaya nga sinasabi niya, file niyo na. Nagmumuro-muro pa kayo dyan. Alam niyo na naman na ipapile niyo yan. Ba't niyo pa pinapatagal? You know why pinapatagal nila dyan sa Committee of Justice? Because they're using this procedure to be a forum and a platform for free publicity to continue destroying the reputation and character of PRRD as well as the daughter. Yun lang naman ang nila. Para sa kanila yun dahil eleksyon 2028. Kailangan nila yun Libre ang publicidad.
Pero
When you
attorney,
say
wala
that-
nang pag-asa ba na mag-participate yung Duterte camp dito sa proceeding sa House?
Ay, malabo na ho yun kasi sinabi na nga nila, gusto nyo kami mag-participate. Unang-una, irregular yung ginagawa nyo. Kasi you will just find supposed to be the existence of a probable cause. Kayo na nga nagsabi,
But-
sufficient informant substance ano ba? You're contradicting yourself. Kala ko ba, sufisyente na yung aligasyon. Ibig sabihin, may mga ebidensya na kayo. Pero ang ginagawa nyo, nagsusubi na kayo ng kung ano-ano dahil wala kayong ebidensya. Pangalawa, ang ginagawa nyo, hindi naman po pwedeng i-cross-examine ng mga abogado. Ba't di nyo padali sa Senate para doon tayo maglaban?
Pero sir, hindi ba allowed yung mga fiscal, for example, to subpoena documents,
Good question.
subpoena ad testificandum and duces tecum under Rule 112? of the rules of criminal
At the
procedure?
behest, at the behest, at the request of the complainant, not the fiscal mismo. Kasi pag ikaw ang gagawa na, tinutulungan mo yung nagdidemanda.
No,
Hindi yung trabaho mo.
I think
Ang
Congresswoman
trabaho
Luis
mo,
Tro,
just to determine the existence of a probable cause on the basis of the evidence presented before your office.
yes. No,
Hindi
I
yung-
think Congresswoman
Hindi yung
Luis
ikaw
Tro,
magsusupina.
yeah, Congresswoman Luis Tro did clarify this to us. Sabi niya, it has to be the complainant who has to file the subpoena, to have to
Hindi wala
request the
naman
papers.
nag-file. Hindi ba sila nagpasupina eh?
Yes, pero
Kaya hindi ba wala naman
sigurado ako, sir, that alam nila to because Congresswoman Luisa told us that it has to be the complainants to do it.
But they have already done it, di ba? They have issued subpoenas na without the complainant requesting or asking for it. Kaya nga nabanata na sila eh. Ngayon, umaatras sila kasi they realize mali sila.
But isn't this also this hearing to find probable cause, to determine probable cause, also a result of that Supreme Court decision, which obviously was triggered by not former Duterte, but Vice President Sara Duterte's camp? They say they're just complying with the Supreme Court's new rules on it.
Ang sinasabi nila, ang reklamo nyo noon walang due process. Ang sabi ng Supreme Court, bigyan nyo ng due process. Ngayon, sabi nila, kaya kami nag-hearing ngayon. Teka muna. Hindi nyo yata naiintindihan ang tinatawag na due process. Ang due process is, in a nutshell, sinasabi na, before you condemn, kailangan pakinggan mo muna yung side. Okay? So, sinabihan nila si Sara, eto, may demanda sa'yo. Sagutin mo. Ang sabi naman ng Inday Sara, paano namin sasagutin yan? Wala nga ultimate facts na ina-allege. So, madaling sabi, hindi kami pupunta dyan. So, nagre-reklamo sila, bakit tayo mong bigyan samantalang binibigyan nga namin ng due process? You know, due process includes the waiver of your right to defend yourself. If they feel, the respondents feel, that they don't have to appear. That's part of due process. You get it? Di na waive. Kasi kaya sila nag-waive kasi kalokohan na umattend sila doon. Dahil unang-una sabi niya, wala naman kayong demandang totoo. Anong gagawin namin doon? Even assuming na meron, ayaw niya naman kami pa-cross-examine. Di useless lahat ang aming participation.
When you say that the COA notice of disallowance is not final yet, do you mean that sigurado that the Vice President's camp will file an appeal? Because as far as COA is concerned, they've already denied the appeal, right? So itaakyat niyo po sa Court of Appeals and then Supreme Court?
Well, ganun ang gagawin nila. Kasi kung naniniwala sila na mali yung desisyon, talagang kung meron sa feeling nila may abuso, there's a grave abuse of discretion, they will go to the higher courts to question the resolution.
Okay. Okay, we'll leave that there.
But the Vice President is ready to face the accusers before the Senate. Yan po, sigurado tayo doon, Attorney.
Ano siya again? Nawawala kayo. Ano yan uli?
Nakahanda po si Vice President na harapin yung mga akusasyon pag dinala na sa Senate.
O hindi ba yun nga, matagal niya na lang sinasabi, di ba? Ang tagal-tagal niya na ba? Doon din naman na, sabi nga sa haba-haba ng prosesyon, doon din ang tuloy yung simbahan. Ba't di niyo padalhin? Ba't niyo pa sinisiraan ako ng sinisiraan dyan sa committee? Alam niyo naman na, alam niyo, na kayo, mananalo kayo dyan sa House para i-transmit. Ba't niyo pa i-transmit? Ba't niyo pa pinapatagalan? Ginagamit ko lang na forum talaga yan para siraan ako ng siraan.
And she is confident na mananalo siya sa Senado if it goes to trial.
On the basis of the complaint, walang kaso sa kanya. Like yung sasabihin mong may grave threat. How can there be a grave threat from the grave? Yung sasabihin mo na ini-imagine niya na pinupugutan niya ng ulo yung Presidente Jesus Maria Josep. You know, you can imagine the worst of crimes, but that is not a crime. It's not even a crime. How can it be an impeachable offense?
Mm. So she's confident na
Yes,
na sa
definitely.
Senado may panalo siya.
Oo, sa tingin ko, gaya ng sinabi ko, it's a numbers game. Kahit wala kang ebidensya, gaya ng ginawa nila kay Corona, in-impeach nila. Kasi it's a numbers game. But sa tingin ko, sa mga senador, 16 ang kailangan mo ng boto, hindi nila makukuha yun. 4 lang ang siguradong boto makukuha nila. At the most, baka 6.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay, we'll leave that there. Thank
Okay.
you so much for talking to us today, Attorney Sal Panelo.
Salamat po, Attorney Sal.
Salamat. Salamat, Kiko. Salamat.
Thank you,
Salamat.
Attorney.